Could we start with the camera outside? Because I don't have too many cameras pulled up. Kind of ran out of time to do that.
Any sort of camera outside would be super.
Because if you look outside here or at the beach, you wouldn't know it's storming.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. Hey, this is Lewis on Green Mic, 1212. Mic check, check, check. It's 4. We're about to stream.
How tall are you? 6'2"?
Weather Impact Alert Day here on the First Coast. Welcome to it. Chief Meteorologist Lou Turner with my guy Ross Muma, and we are watching showers and thunderstorms in parts of our area.
Yeah.
So as you join us here in studio, we got radar looping. You know, there are some places out there. I've got a good friend who works up on St. Simon's Island. We talk about my good friend.
You got a lot of good friends.
A lot of good friends, but St. Simon's Island, and she is a pool kind of monitor, right? She's not a lifeguard, but she's a pool monitor, right? This is a part-time job during the summer, and she texts me like clockwork.
Like a community pool?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And at a condo complex, and it's always am I getting rained out today? Am I getting thunderstorms today? And it's just like St. Simon's, that sea breeze that's sea breezing right now, doing work, kind of had that sea breeze force field over it. A little bit earlier because she saw those clouds billow and she texted me a picture. She's like, "Am I getting it?" It's like, no.
You're looking good now for a pre-dinner swim.
Yeah.
Or a post-dinner swim. You eat dinner, give yourself 30 minutes.
30
then get
minutes,
out there.
of course.
Yeah.
Is that a wives' tale?
No. Okay, this weekend, I was on vacation, right?
Yes.
We were up at Lake Murray and some of your old stomping grounds.
Oh, beautiful Lake Murray.
We had a chicken tender sub from Publix. Okay. You have to, right?
Yes.
We ate half of it. So we're saving the other half for later. But just that one half, we immediately jumped in the lake after.
Did you cramp?
Well, I felt absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
We all felt like we were going to be sick.
Yeah. Were there any
Now,
other?
we did jump in the water, but I think it was enough of like, no. After you eat, you need to give it at least
I wonder
a
if there's
little
any other consumables, fluids taking place.
bit. We were staying as well
hydrated. I'm sure you were.
as we could. Yes.
Yeah. So of course, give yourself 30 minutes. I never adhered to that. It's like I eat
Of course not.
3 slices of pizza and be in the pool.
Yeah.
And I didn't drown. Not yet, I guess, but here we are. We've made it. Taking a look. Okay, so around the First Coast, if you were at any of our beaches,
Looking good.
you're looking pretty good, right? Sea breeze, getting in that, maybe refreshing things up just a bit. We had some earlier showers that took those temperatures down in our afternoon, so actually a little bit better.
Yeah, this is pretty much the remainder or what's left, the remnants of the sea breeze. So a little bit of still some light rain kind of straining in there on the western sides of downtown and in northern Clay County. But most of the storm activity is going to be further off to the north of I-10, up across southeast Georgia, and now beginning to move west of I-95. So from pretty much Kingsland up to Woodbine there along Highway 17, working west into portions of Brantley and Charlton counties here, and even further west of there into Ware County. Some stronger thunderstorms right over the Okefenokee. And northern part of the Suwannee Valley over here to our far left. Going to see some storm activity in a little bit. But otherwise, it looks like the remainder of this evening, at least around downtown and where 75% of us live around the Jacksonville metro, starting to look pretty good.
Doing a lot better today relative to yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was a stormy afternoon.
Very stormy. We had really strong winds and some of these severe thunderstorms. With these storms, we had seen this cell with the potential for some 40-mile-an-hour gusts, but probably dropping below that. My thought would be northern edge of this system would perhaps have some good, maybe a little bit of a downburst type wind with that big strong downpour there. Just looking at the lightning, and really I'm just looking at the lightning for the strongest part, because as lightning diminishes and then migrates up more toward the northern side of that thing, less worried about parts of Camden County.
Yeah, it's trying to just build right up along the boundary, right?
Correct. So anyway, better this evening. I still think, if you're up in Camden County, Brantley County, and you hear the rumbles of thunder, let's take caution with those lightning strikes, because we've certainly had a history of some issues with lightning strikes, especially in that part of inland southeast Georgia over the last couple of weeks.
Brought us a nice cool down. Now, if you're in Waycross, you're still quite steamy. You got 100.
We've hit 100 in
triple-digit mark, but I mean, Jacksonville 79 right now, thanks to those showers and storms rolling on in. Rest of us generally in the mid to upper 80s, besides a few locations. Again, still northern Clay, far western Duval, still getting a little bit of some light rain and just overall cloud cover. So that's keeping the temperatures tampered down a bit. But St. Augustine, sun's come out, 91 there. You look at the humidity though, still feels like 102 in St. Augustine. And whew, your friend needs to hop in the pool here soon, Lou.
Yeah, cool down.
Oh my
Do your
gosh.
best. So some of these pools, so on Sunday I had a little beach day, right, with the fam, and like
SPF
50.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very fair skinned, so I go full 50. But and my kids are, my wife's Western New York, so super fair skinned, and like I have to keep them slathered.
You don't tan, you just burn.
Burn.
Yeah.
Truly.
Okay.
Which, cursed genes, right? Being in the South my whole life, I didn't get the tan gene. But point of that story is, the sand, I've never felt the sand so hot in my life. Like I kicked my flip-flops off, in the soft sand. I'll just barefoot it out here with the tent. Nope, it was brutal. And then we were lucky enough to be at a place that had a pool that we could jump into.
Oh, that's
right on the
great.
beach. Thinking it's going to cool. No, the pool temperature must have been like 94, 95.
Bath water.
Yeah, for sure. So that's the thing about the relief in the pools right now.
In that instance, though, you could just toss in a little bath bomb.
Yeah,
Get it nice and
100%.
sudsy.
Get it
You don't even have
sudsy.
to go inside
That
to the
community
tub,
play
man.
would have loved that.
Yeah.
Right? Get my Irish Spring out, the hurricane tradition. Are you aware of my hurricane Irish Spring tradition?
I am not. No,
Okay.
this is news to me.
Yeah, I always.
And likely news to everyone else. out there
So
watching
yeah,
as well.
so my anytime I've ever stood out in a hurricane, notably Matthew, Irma, Ian, and Nicole, those were kind of the four that are in my mind.
Just to name a few.
I always have a go bag, and I'm always prepared, and I always have a bar of Irish Spring in there if I have to take a hurricane shower.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which has happened before, more out of just sheer curiosity of what would it be like to bathe in a hurricane. That's neither here nor there, but
Lovely.
the smell of Irish Spring, you know how smells take you places? The soap Irish Spring takes me to hurricanes, so there's that. Yeah, community pools are so hot, like those pool temperatures. You gotta have, like a lot of pools will have the aeration, those the pumps that shoot the water out, and that kind of helps a little bit with at least the surface of the pool, kind of mixing it up. But man, I tell you, you got to find your cool spot. Right now, St. Simon's still 111, and we've seen that for a good part of the day.
Which is why we still have the heat advisory, although it's across nearly all of the First Coast besides Putnam County. Most of us no longer are feeling those heat advisory, levels or thresholds. But for you folks who do live up across Ware, Pierce, Brantley counties, Camden, Glen even, you are still seeing those real field temperatures, 108, 110, 111 even.
Sure.
So certainly still valid for you folks, perhaps not so much for us down around the metro.
Could probably draw that line right at the St. Mary's River and
Yep.
be good to go, as we saw. So a nice picture over downtown. Just had a little bit of shower activity. You see
Starting
on
to
the
clear
lens
out.
right there, beginning to clear out to the west. And the thunderstorms still being indicated on the thermometer gauge, the gauges out at the airport, looking for my words, but they are improving, just like as Ross showed us on radar, just kind of that light rain moving west right now, and improving through the evening. An interesting discussion that Ross and I were having before we came on our stream, and interesting to me at least, I'm fascinated by this type of stuff, was the morning lows. So we get really, and any meteorologist in the South where you're dealing, or anywhere that's dealing with a heat dome or just a hot air outbreak, heat advisories, of course you're thinking about afternoon highs, right?
Yeah.
You got to forecast that, you got to nail that, because that's really truly when things get dangerous. But I'm very fascinated by our early morning lows, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have been,
Especially in the summer, I think.
so there's no, that first step outside, and a lot of times folks are getting outside first part of the day, but really after the low is achieved, most folks aren't just kind of sprinting out right at dawn, right, when low is kind of happening. It's a little after, you're getting in the car 8:30 and heading into work for 9 to 5. But, and those temperatures when folks are getting out, I mean, we're talking about low 80s, and heat index values are already in the 90s in the early morning. So those early morning lows will kind of have that eye on for you for sure. Some days, you know, the low is the low, and you're kind of seasonable, and we're comfortable, but yeah, we got to think about that too, because that heat hits you pretty quickly, and that'll be important towards the end of the week.
Well, I mean, prime example of that tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Jags training camp tomorrow morning. Practice starts at 8:30 over at the Miller Electric Center. I mean, already at 9 a.m., you're talking right around that 80-degree mark. And as you mentioned, as temperatures continue to go up, I mean, so do the heat indices. So although you might only be, 84 degrees by the end of practice, it's already feeling like 92, 93. And at least you're sitting in the shade over at the Miller Electric Center, but you just think about the players and the athletes out there. I mean,
it's sultry.
Yeah.
And certainly that morning, and as far as if you're thinking like, okay, what about rain chances for training camp? Very low. I mean, certainly like we saw today, some earlier showers kind of getting going. That is possible as we get into our Wednesday as well. But again, most fans are in that covered area with the fans turning. Interesting tidbit I learned from Ashley Gonzalez a couple days ago. We were working together, and she was saying that, and this isn't important to those who are fans, right? But she was saying that the reporters and the folks out, the photographers who are out there covering, they don't get the shade, obviously, because they're on the field doing the thing. They're not allowed to sit down. They're not allowed to lean on a pole. Like they've got to be on their feet, athletic stance.
Wow.
Shoulder width apart, you know, ready and raring to go. It's like
the 4-point stance.
Right? It's like she was saying. It's like kind of a coach's policy. It's like if you're going to be down here, you're going to. The athletes are, you know, out there doing things. You got to do it too. I thought that was kind of interesting. It's like, gosh, well, you better hydrate and be prepared for some hot and humid conditions.
Just imagine, you know, like you're covering the Buffalo Bills, New England Patriots, somewhere where those morning lows right now are probably in the 60s.
Right. Loving life.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine, Coach.
I'll stand on my feet for a 2-hour practice in eastern Massachusetts, perhaps.
Now down here it's a little more brutal, and you know, but the Jags, and I can't speak for any other franchise, and it may be like this at a lot of places. I'm sure Belichick had his policies that were very rigid on media, but around here we've had, you know, coaches like Tom Coughlin, who was very rigid with rules. You know, no hats allowed. You know what I mean? Like, you know, had very firm, strict rules. So, you know, they go out there, they cover, and they deal with that.
Was Del Rio a pretty tough guy here?
Yeah, Del Rio was an interesting cat. Famous leather jacket, of course, but for having apparently, and I, you know, I'd heard stories that he in the locker room he had a big tree stump and an axe, and you know, you were supposed to, like, Jimmy, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. You remember the axe? Yeah. And I don't know what the point. I guess maybe that's like if players, you get an opportunity, you come in here, you can smack the tree stump with the axe, get some aggression out. I don't know. Del Rio was.
Have you ever played stump with nails and a hammer? Okay, we'll talk about that after the stream.
I can't wait.
We'll get you a new pastime here for the afternoon and evenings. Well, I digress, though. Let's talk about tomorrow a little bit.
Weather impact alert. Yep.
Yes, Lou mentioned the first half of the day you're looking good. So if you are heading out to Jags training camp and you have any outdoor plans first half of the day, you're all right. Our Anthony Austin, he's shooting a story tomorrow at noon. We're thinking he'll be okay, but as the afternoon begins to wear on, you get 1 o'clock and then especially 2 and further thereafter, that's when the rain and thunderstorm chances are really going to go up. So we have that weather impact alert in effect from 2 to 6. I guess tomorrow is Wednesday.
Yeah.
See, this is my Monday.
You're hustling, man.
This is my Monday. So I think tomorrow's
I've
Tuesday.
done this all day,
It's
too.
Wednesday.
I was saying tomorrow was Thursday to you for the last 4 hours. So it happens. But yeah, we're talking.
I made it 13 minutes into the stream before a big mess.
No. Wednesday 2 to 6. And so for Wednesday, so today and for yesterday, for Monday, we had kind of the added layer of weather impact alert because of heat, humidity. We had heat advisories. I don't think we're going to have to worry about that as much.
No.
For Wednesday.
I mean, it'll still be hot and humid. I mean, real field temperatures will probably still get above 100.
Sure.
But not to that point.
Not the 108 that you got to have to get the advisory. And so rain chances for Wednesday, Ross, you know, I was seeing a lot of modeling. Yeah, again, kind of west and, you know, sticking sort of out towards the I-10 corridor.
Yeah.
Again.
I think I do have, I do have Futurecast here. So this is through the rest of this evening.
Kind of nailing it.
Yep, pretty much picking up on all of those thunderstorms up across southeast Georgia and north of the Florida-Georgia state line here this evening. Then here's tomorrow, a little bit more of an onshore flow compared to what we had through most of the day. So some scattered thunderstorms beginning to pop up. 2, 3 o'clock. Is this the latest modeling from? This is the graph.
Yeah, so it's kind of downplaying it
Okay.
a little bit, and I think part of the reason is our low, Wednesday evening. So the low that we kind of watching it's impacting everything is going to have moved off into the Gulf. And if you can think back and you got to, remember the last time we dealt with a low that moved across Florida and we had those weather impact alerts for the rain chances, but that low, as it got a little bit further west, we had that day, I don't remember what day of the week it was, but maybe it was a Sunday, and we were watching for those chances of rain, and really we kind of got dry slotted a little bit. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering, as this low gets a little bit further, I still think we get the showers. I still think we're going to have, some thunderstorms around the area, but as the low moves away and gets further out into the Gulf, high pressure is going to take its place. And while certainly still a few isolated showers and storms for Thursday, by Friday and into the weekend, that high is going to hang and maybe take our rain chances down just a bit. We'll be trading off a couple of weather conditions out there.
So still some rain chances there for end of the week, Thursday and Friday, but perhaps not nearly as widespread of coverage as we had today or certainly had yesterday.
You amped for Jags training camp? Does training camp get you juiced, because it's football and actually guys are out hitting each other, or what do you?
I mean, being the reigning defending
Super Bowl champs,
world Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, of course I'm jacked.
You're jacked
for Philly football, but of course Jags are my
the adopted team.
Yeah, the adopted team.
In Duval now.
It's a different shade of green, so to speak. It's
okay, teal. Yeah.
And although he's not here anymore, Doug Peterson also won the Birds their first Super Bowl.
He's got a statue, right?
He does. Him and Nick Foles, the Philly special.
That's right. So they got a statue up there. I used to be.
But I always think this is the sign that, okay, summer's starting to come to an end. We're talking about football almost every day.
Yeah.
Kids are getting ready to head back to school here soon. High school football starts in about a month.
Right.
Right? So, I mean,
The
fall.
doldrums are over.
Yes.
As far as sports. And unless you're a Major League Baseball fan, I'm a Braves guy, so it's just just give me the end of the season, man. Philly dude over here is probably thrilled to death. But yeah,
You're right, though. There is a month and a half between the end of the NBA and NHL Stanley Cup Finals.
Yep.
The Triple Crown's over.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of just waiting until.
Wait until football.
Yeah.
And
unless the Olympics are occurring.
Correct.
Then it's different. But
yeah, we'll get the Winter Games next year.
Yeah.
Have that thing.
Right here.
Yeah, of course. NBC, home of the Olympics, going to Italy for that. You ever bobsled?
I have not. I
Luge?
heard you did.
I did. Just wondering. I don't know if up north you had the opportunity to do some
No.
bobsledding. For Thursday, we're looking ahead a bit. So still have the scattered storms around the area, not quite as widespread. Friday, we're dropping it even more, but then you'll notice the temperatures are going to start doing the upward mobility as we get towards Friday and into the weekend as well.
It looked like you were doing a nice pump there. Yeah.
Today was arm
nice
day.
curl.
Well, today was full body day, but the finisher was arms.
Okay.
So yeah,
I can tell.
Thank you so
Yes.
much. Yeah.
Hand off.
The pump.
Yeah. No. Well,
Chasing the pump.
you mentioned earlier, right? The higher pressure moving in, right? So as our rain and thunderstorm chances begin to decrease as we head into the weekend, our dreaded heat dome, the heat dome strikes back. Great movie, right?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, great movie.
Great movie.
Heat dome strikes back.
Heat dome
here.
strikes back.
Yeah, that moves in.
I am your father.
Saturday, for Sunday, even into Monday of next week. I mean, it's going to be brutal out there yet again.
Yeah.
With not too much to cool you off besides
I can't
some
even
AC.
look at that. I can't even look at the map. It's
Some bright red.
That orange and red gets me every time. I don't know what it is about our upper air chart here with we're looking at 850s. Temps.
Or this is 500 millibar, I believe.
500s.
Yep.
Okay, so
And the overall 250 millibar flow are the wind stream. So I mean the jet stream's still well up to the north.
big ridging over western part of the country too. Looking like by first of the week they're going to start. One of the hotter places I've ever been, certainly Columbia, South Carolina is one of them. St. Louis, Missouri. Mm-hmm. God, they get. I mean, that's some hot, steamy summertime.
Their winters are brutal.
Yep.
And their summers are even worse
it's like
sometimes.
A flip-flop. Because you learn about that Gulf. That's okay. That Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America influence that you can get, even as far north as St. Louis. Gosh, it just pumps up. And then you got the Mississippi River, and that's swampy.
Yeah.
So man, oh man. But they'll be dealing. The west side of our nation will kind of flip-flop with that ridge. As we look at our temp trend, look at the trend. It's
Keeps going
stair-stepping.
up and up and up.
Yeah, so you kind of take the good with the
factor in
bad.
humidity.
Yeah, we're back.
And of course, these are the numbers I specifically,
Yeah.
or we, I should say.
Well,
we,
no,
sorry.
no.
You know, we
By all means, you.
specifically forecast for the heat index, and it is looking like by perhaps Friday, but especially Saturday and Sunday, I would not be surprised if we have heat advisories issued yet again.
100%. Yeah, I see it coming. And, you know, think about what we did this past weekend, heat, humidity. I've been trying to get folks out doing their yard work, and I just can't find a day to say, yes, green. You
Yeah.
know, getting that green lawnmower on for our little lawnmower graphic we've got. I don't know. I don't know what to tell them. It's just it's too hot, and then we've had the storms, and then we're going to get towards the weekend. It's like.
Well, then the grass is too wet in the morning sometimes if you get storms the day before.
Correct. And then if you get out at that 8:30, 9 o'clock time frame, which is, you know, a little nicer to the neighbors, you know, so you're not cranking up the lawnmower at 7 before Miss Charlotte's woken up. God bless her. You don't aggravate them, but then you essentially have taken a shower in the atmosphere, you know, by the time.
Would you mow like after sunset?
You know what? That's a good
you turn
idea.
like the back patio lights on.
That's a good
and
idea.
You just get the push mower out there.
I'm usually like at my worst after sunset because of Good Morning Jacksonville hours.
Well,
and
yes.
I'm just kind of like, but that's actually a fine idea.
Just
After
a thought.
thank you so much. Yeah, I think that's
Just a thought.
That's it. Either right around sunrise and you're going to aggravate the neighbors, or sunset's a fantastic idea. Better if you got to get that yard work done.
Post-dinner mowing session.
That's it. And then you got to shower again anyway. You're going to shower before bed too. So right there you go. I love to see this. Things
Yeah.
you love to see. I will say, you know, some signs of the Atlantic waking up just a little bit, right? So we had our one tropical wave that had developed, 500-600 miles off the Lesser Antilles, and just dry air aloft plus the shear of the Caribbean will eat that one alive. But it just signs of life well out in the southern and eastern Atlantic track. But yeah,
This is areas that we watch for, right?
Correct.
During a month of July. Then, of course, I mean, we're not too far away from August, and certainly starting to see activity blossom up a little bit
We'll get
more
waves.
typically.
Yeah,
Yes.
more waves running into unfavorable condition, but more wave out there for sure. So those are your main incubation areas. All right, so
And
we're kind
I
of
only popped this up because I know it's going to be circulating around.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't think this is a worrying sign at this point because
don't either.
we've seen this pattern now for what, 2 or 3 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Those stalling fronts, stationary boundaries, whatever they may be, that drop down out of the Ohio River Valley across the Piedmont and southeastern portion of the U.S., right over, you know, our coastal areas and eventually the Gulf Stream or sometimes the Gulf Stream.
Yeah.
And those, you know, just coastal lows kind of spin up and form. And that's what's really just brought that increase in rain and thunderstorm chances for about a 2 or 3 day span each of the last 2 or 3 weeks. This is really just showing that trend, that pattern is expected to continue through at least the end of the month and perhaps into the first few days of August as well, right?
Yeah, and so for your perspective at home, we just had so we just exited the time period. We were looking about 2 weeks ago at this very situation for this week.
Yeah.
And we have had that low that is moving across the state, but no tropical development. So kind of take that. That doesn't mean that this won't yield any fruit as far as tropics are concerned, but it is, you know, we've had the pattern. Not exactly the most favorable conditions. If you look at the previous weekend and what we're dealing with right now, I mean, just the heat, the dome, the high pressure played a big part in kind of keeping us not developing tropically. And we'll see, you know, what kind of synoptic scale stuff develops here for that. But, you know, something to watch for sure.
And I mean, really long range stuff continuing to still show some more activity in the eastern Pacific. So
Right.
still much more active further away from us here at home, but certainly not tomorrow. Still another weather impact alert for your Wednesday between 2 and 6. Some scattered storm chances to end the week, and then the weekend, find your friend's pool, Lou.
That's it.